guys, it is much later at night. Are we crossing? Alright, it's much later at night. I didn't film lunch on here because I filmed it for my pasta video. But right now we're doing very different stuff from this morning at the Vatican and Vatican City.
Incredibly different.
We're doing a ghost tour. Spooky, scary skeletons. What is it? Shooting down my spine. Control strong your soul. Fill the glass of wine. That was okay. At least it was that terrible that it won't get copyrighted.
Oh yeah, you ain't gonna get copyrighted. Girl.
We're not. All right, we gotta go.
Scary skeletons.
Can anyone do the dance? Cause I can't.
I can if I think about it hard enough.
All right. Do you want to try or no? All right, hold on. Let me turn this around.
What even was it?
I don't know. It's like kind of like a Charleston kind of thing.
Hold on.
I gotta hold on. Let me. I gotta get you doing it. Hold on.
No, it was a shock your skull. Fill your glass of That's all I remember.
All right.
So that was chaotic.
So I don't. Yeah, please
we don't bring home any friends.
Oh my god.
But I hope they're nice if they do follow us.
Yeah.
This will be fun though.
Maybe it'll be like priests and nuns, and they'll just stick around and chill with us. That I'd be okay with.
Yeah. Oh my god, this is fully in the dark, Gab.
Oh my god, this is what it's. I hope the whole video is not gonna be like this.
Got you.
Queen, yes.
It's like barely works, but like.
I know.
Oh my god, it looks
only
like
had
one of those like. This is.
Oh my
like
god,
a ghost video.
This is gonna be a
This is the ghost
video. Guys,
we're doing
right.
the damn thing.
Well, we'll see you when we get there.
Bye.
Hi. We just made it to the ghost tour.
We were a little late, but it's okay.
We were very late. We rushed here, but we're all doing good.
Just gonna pause here for a moment. Oh, bridge. Sisto Bridge is haunted by Dame Olympia. Dama Olympia. In the 17th century, she was the Pamphili Pope's mistress. She was also his sister-in-law. They didn't look too far for that kind of thing at this point in history. She was married to his brother, the brother died, and you know, one thing kind of just led to another. She was not a very well-liked woman, so she came from a city just out of Rome. It's called Rieti. It still exists today. And so they saw her as this kind of, she wasn't Roman, you know, she's like this gold digger that kind of came into Rome to get her hands into the Pope's pockets. She was also a very severe and austere woman. Not nice. But she doesn't really care, right? She's like, you know what? I'm with the main man. He's got my back. Everything's fine until one afternoon the Pope falls ill. And then within the space of a few hours they realize that he's going to die. And that's when she realizes that all of the people in that room are going to turn on her as soon as he's gone. So what does she do? She runs down to the stables, grabs a horse and carriage, fills it with as much gold as possible, and rides off into the night. She goes back to Rieti. Now, of course, the Pope that followed would asked her repeatedly to bring back the gold. He was like, "Come on, bring the gold back." She's like, "No, no, no, no. I worked for this gold. This is my gold." She died 2 years later of the Black Plague. Yeah, so that was seen as a bad omen. Now, on Sisto Bridge, sometimes in the middle of the night, you can see this like flash of black kind of racing across the bridge. That's Dame Olympia in a black horse and carriage, running away with gold bits flying out the windows.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
That's was the home of Rome's most famous executioner. So towards the end of the 18th century, he's 16 years old and he's living up there. His name is Giovanni Battisti de Rossi, and he's an umbrella maker. Right? Yeah, because there would have been festivities, the Pope's speeches, executions. So you know, oftentimes you have to gather on the bridge, but you know, it's not always nice weather. So an umbrella maker's, you know, not a bad living. One day, you know, he's making his umbrellas during an execution, and the official executioner of the Pope comes out and says, "You know what, guys? I'm going on pension. I'm retiring." So Giovanni Battisti de Rossi goes up to them and says, "You know what? I think I could do that." They're like, "Okay. But you need to go to executioner school first." So he goes and does his six-month internship. Comes back and he's getting ready to kill his first person. It was a man who had been convicted of killing 2 priests. Now, normally the executioners would have like this covering for their heads, where you just have 2 holes for their eyes and 1 for their mouth to hide their identities. Because the families of the people that they killed would have wanted to take revenge, right? He's not interested in that though. He shows up in a nice suit, red cape, his hair is done up, right? He walks up to the man and he says, "Hello. I am to be your doctor this evening. I am here to take care of your ill soul. But I recognize that you are a man, and so I'm going to offer you 1 last glass of wine and a cigarette." Now this is a strange execution, right? But the man who's going to get executed, he's like, "You know what, I'll take it, sure. Give me the glass of wine and the cigarette." Giovanni Battista, he's looking at the whole situation though, and he's like, goes up to the man, he says, we're gonna have some technical difficulties here, some problems. The man was scheduled to be hanged. Okay, and so he's there and he's like, "Oh yeah?" He says, "Yeah, you're not heavy enough. You won't actually die, you'll just kind of flail around." So the man's like, "Oh, does that mean I'm off the hook?" Right? You gotta try, right?
Yeah.
He says, no, I said I was gonna take care of your soul. That's what I'm gonna do." So he hooks him up to the whole thing, hatch opens, the man is flailing around like that. And that's when he jumps up and grabs him with his arms and legs and pulls him down. The crowd went completely wild. They had never seen such a show before. After that, he also cut him up and decorated the castle with his pieces. Yes. Giovanni Battista de' Rossi had a nickname for himself, Mastro Titta, Maestro di Giustizia, the Master of Justice. He was the official executioner of the Pope from 1794 to 1867. It was almost his entire life. In that time span, he killed 532 people. He actually wrote a book. It's called Confessions of Massimo Titta, where he details each and every one of his executions.
This has been like really cool so far. Like this last story,
fully enjoying myself.
Yeah, like this last story, I thought she was gonna say like the guy poisons the wine instead of like pulling the guy down. But that's
We
like
love the drama of
the
it all.
drama. This is amazing.
Good plot twist.
This whole thing might have to be like a separate vlog.
Yeah. Fully.
Oh my god, this is
Pitch black.
Pitch black, but a lot of stories. It's already like the second, third one in, but we're excited.
Have a problem. That's what I'm saying. I was like, that would have been
All right, Nat.
all right. It gave you a little pat on the shoulder. Wow, okay. It's like fully in here. I don't want to like shake it. Yeah, it's like this one. It's decided. Fully pointed.
Yeah, I think a lot of women would probably kill him that way.
Oh,
I'm surprised.
that's fun.
It fully went to Mary there. Yeah. It like
Go Heather.
It was like her.
Here.
Oh yeah, it's definitely that way.
It likes the alley.
Yeah.
We're standing in the alley.
Okay, your turn.
She said no.
First time doing this. Does it normally do that?
It does, yeah.
Oh, whoa.
It hit me.
It's just like going
Sometimes
at
it like goes crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay. Whoa. It's really just at her. Feminine.
Serial killer. Sort of. 17th century. Her name was Giulia Tofana, and she's from Sicily. She was an apothecary, kind of like a pharmacist of the day. She'd be making potions, right? Making balms, tonics, that kind of thing. The bottom part was her shop, the middle part was her home, and at the top she had her lab, her laboratory. That's where she'd be mixing things up. She sold one item that went by 2 names. either acqua tofana water, or la mano di San Nicola, the hand of Saint Nicholas. She sold it to the women of the city under the pretext that it was to remove blemishes, right, or scars, wrinkles. It was, in actual fact, a very potent poison composed of arsenic, lead, and belladonna. And she sold it to them so that they might divorce, right, with a very specific set of instructions. They had to poison their husbands in 3 doses, 2 days apart. So the first dose wouldn't really do much, you might just feel a bit tired. With the second dose, you start getting chills and a fever. And the third one would do him in. And so it just kind of looked like he caught a bug, he got sick, and he died, that's it. Well, business is booming. Booming so much, she actually gets her daughter Girolama to come over from Sicily and help her out. And everything's going fine until one day she sells the potion to the wrong woman, who immediately after poisoning her husband regrets her decision. And she grabs the cup of wine away from him and throws it away. So the husband brings her down to the commissioner's office to confess. And she's trying to explain the whole thing, but you know, women, we're not people yet at this point in time. And so the commissioner's just looking at her and he's like, what are you babbling about, woman? Like, scram, get out of here, go back to your kitchen. She leaves. She leaves the vial there. In the middle of the night guard got a little bit thirsty. So he sees this little vial, he's like, oh, that's clear. All right, opens it. There's no smell. Must be water. He downs the whole thing, falls down dead. So then the next day, the commissioner finds his night guard dead. It doesn't take too long for him to put one and one together, though, because he's got the empty vial right beside him. And so he says, okay, bring me back that woman. Okay, she comes back, she outs them. And so the police are getting ready, they're surrounding the building, they're getting ready to burst in and arrest the women. Someone had warned them beforehand, though, you need to get out, right? They're coming for you. And so the mother and daughter run out of this building, down this street, into the first church. They ask for asylum. They're granted asylum. But 1.5 years later, what was their salvation had become a prison, because they could never leave the church. And especially for the daughter, who was 21 years old, she was like, you know, Mom, I'm a young woman, I need to have a proper life. You know, I can't just spend the rest of my life in this church. And so one day she kind of goes mad and tries to make a break for it. The daughter, she runs out of the church, the mother's right behind her, trying to get her back. No such luck. The police were waiting for them outside. They were captured, imprisoned, tortured, as was customary at the time, and they were publicly executed. Apparently, she sold enough potion to kill over 600 men in the city. Yeah, they used to live up there. So wild. This is Largo di Torre Argentina. So Largo is kind of like a small square. It was known for the Argentine Tower that doesn't exist anymore, but it used to be. This is the site of Julius Caesar's assassination. And it's a cat sanctuary today. Woo. Yes. So about 10 years ago, you could probably see the kitties wandering around now. About 10 years ago, the city of Rome realized that the situation with the stray cats in the city was a little bit gnarly. Yeah, and so some of the old sites that weren't being used either for excavation or for tourism were designated cat sanctuaries. So the kitties are placed here, and then they got animal rights organizations that came in. They feed them, vaccinate them, sterilize them, and try to get them adopted. So if you want to go home with a cat, there's a phone number on the other side there. And there are adoption hours. We gotta go visit. Okay, so Caesar was assassinated right here on the Ides of March, the 15th of March, 44 BC. His assassination was surrounded by a good deal of premonition. So for 1 week before he died, his wife woke up every night after having dreamt that she held a dead Caesar in her arms, blood gushing out of his chest. Caesar himself dreamt about his assassination the day before he was killed. 1 month before he was killed, so on the 15th of February, 44 BC, he's walking around the Roman forums and he passes by a Sibyl. And the Sibyl was normally a woman, and it was someone who was said to be able to look into the will of the gods. Okay, so if you want to go to war, for example, you would sacrifice a sheep or a cow, and then you would bring her its heart or its liver. And she'd analyze it. Right? She'd go, yes, 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 the gods are smiling upon us, or No, 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 we need to wait a few more weeks. That kind of thing. The Sibyl sees Caesar, walks up to him, and says, Caesar, do not close your eyes before the Ides of March, for you may never open them again. Now, Caesar was known for his extraordinary arrogance, right? That's one of the main reasons why they wanted to kill him. Not only because he wanted to consolidate a dictatorship for himself, but arrogantly so. To the point where even 3 days before his assassination, he's sitting down with Mark Antony. Now, he doesn't know this, but Mark Antony's actually trying to save his life. And he tells him, you know, Caesar, stay in Rome for a few weeks. Appease the Senate. You can do what you want after that. You'll see everything will be fine. Caesar responds with, I am Caesar. I command the armies. I command Rome. The Senate will do what I tell them. Doesn't turn out too well for him in the end, right? On the day of his assassination, so on the 15th of March, 44 BC, he's walking around the Roman forums again, sees that same Sibyl, walks up to her arrogantly and says, what the hell were you babbling about, woman? I'm still standing here. She looks at him and says, the day is not yet done, Caesar. Don't close your eyes just yet. That night, he was assassinated in Pompey's theater by the entire Senate, including Brutus, his adopted son, and Cassius, his best friend. Now, after everybody stabbed him, Mark Antony took his body away to get a cast of his wounds, right? Because they had to prove to the people that it was a coup. Otherwise, they would have demanded justice. Okay, so he gets the cast of Caesar's wounds. 3 days later, brings him to the Roman forums to cremate him. And there's this huge crowd that's massive. The people loved Caesar. You have people that are tearing down their door frames, bringing their tables and chairs from their kitchens to contribute anything that they had that was made of wood to give Caesar a glorious fire. Mark Antony makes a mistake, though, when addressing the crowd. He looks at them and he says, I'm not here to honor Caesar, I'm here to bury him. It does not go over well. Turns into a riot, and they chased out Mark Antony and whatever Senate members were in the forums out of Rome. Okay. So they made this big fire, right? This big old fire. Caesar's burned up. They picked up his ashes and placed that in an orb. That orb is on top of the obelisk that's in St. Peter's Square. Caesar's not in there anymore, though, because of a very stupid incident that happened in 1583. So in 1582, Pope Sixtus V is he's redoing the entire city in his own image, right? He's remaking the plans, and he moves the obelisk that was at San Giovanni, St. John's. He moves that over to St. Peter's. So they install it up there, and he's looking at it, and he's like, you know, 44 BC is a long way off. How do we know that anything's even in there? Maybe they lied to us. So he hires these 2 technicians to climb up, open the orb, and check if there's something in there. And these 2 geniuses drilled 2 holes underneath it. Yeah. Caesar's not in there anymore. Yeah. Of course, after that, people started seeing apparitions, right? Caesar's ghost is walking around the Roman forums in a toga. Yeah, I don't know about that part.